Hey, you did it. You made the right call. You're listening to the Fourth and Flex Fantasy Football Podcast. Let's get it. Hello, all, and welcome to the Fourth and Flex Podcast. I am Josh Bandy. Friends call me Bandy. This is Trey Burris. Welcome. This is the very first episode. We're finally doing it, guys. Finally doing it. So, Trey, tell me about why people should listen to us.
Well, first off, I'll just start off and say that we're badass motherfuckers. Step one.
Very true.
We've been playing fantasy for a while. Josh got me into fantasy. I was an NFL fan, previously a college fan, and then when I lived by Josh, we worked at the same place, and he was like, "Yo, bro, like you got to check out this fantasy football thing. Like it's dope. We got a league. We get people together. We talk shit." And I was like, "All right, bet." And so we got into it. And then I think like my first year, I was like, third place in the league?
Yeah, he surprised me really. Hey, but after that he was hooked.
Yeah, I was for sure. And then the next year, I like dead last and I stayed with it though. But I was like, it was awful.
For all my fantasy players out there, you know how it feels when you get about mid-season, you can't do nothing right, you're falling off, you just kind of give up a little bit, but I mean, you don't give up, but you kind of give up. You know what I'm saying? Me, it's kind of different story. I fell in love with fantasy in probably around 2003 ish. I remember walking by my dad's computer and I just saw what just names and a score on the computer. I mean, this was old. I mean, this is pretty old, 2003. There was no cell phone to check your stuff on, and I'm like, "What is this?" You know. And I mean, from that day on, I was like infatuated with it. I didn't really get into it and actually have the guts to start and have my own team until 2009. We play on Yahoo Sports. I have 7 first place trophies, 1 second place trophy, 167 total head to head wins. Uh, I've been a commissioner of the league for 4 years, so I'm not saying I'm an expert or anything like that, but I know a little bit. You know what I mean? Tell them a little bit about yourself. Tell the listeners a little bit about yourself.
All right. Well, I grew up in a small town in Arkansas. I came from a family of all women. I have 10 younger sisters. So football was kind of my passion because I could feel like a man when I watched it and I didn't have to deal with all the girls. My dad was like, "Hey, if we're watching football, the girls are out of the room." So I'm like, I'm trying to watch football. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And grew up on the Razorbacks, college football pretty much since I could walk, and got into NFL a little bit. I started dating this girl from Seattle. Her whole family bought me a bunch of Seahawks stuff, jerseys. I'm talking all kinds of stuff. And I was like, I guess I'm a Seahawks fan. So that was 2013. Just so happened to be the year that the Seattle won the Super Bowl.
How
So
convenient.
and then the next year we got all caught up in some drama with the
Mm.
Patriots, and Josh likes to bring it up at every opportunity. But recently, my main man Russell Wilson got traded to Denver, so I kind of fell off the Seahawks train. And now I'm kind of a Denver fan, but also Tennessee Titans have always been like my secondary favorite team. And my homeboy Traylon Burks just got traded or picked up there in the draft. And so I'm really thinking that's going to be my team from now on because I love Ryan Tannehill. I've had him, I think, the last 3 years in fantasy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Freaking Derrick Henry, you can't beat him. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Dude's
the beast,
unstoppable.
King
AJ
Henry.
Brown, I had him too, but he got traded, and I ain't mad at it because they got Burks, and Burks has been a shine.
Yeah, they're
So
saying Burks is like a younger AJ Brown. I've literally heard that.
yeah,
I take
they
AJ Brown, but I mean, I'm
comped him
willing
to
to
that.
see what Burks is going to do. You know what I mean? Like I like to see, and being that you've literally know the dude, I mean that definitely is pretty cool. Is he a
Yeah, I
big old
drove by him
boy?
the other day. I literally drove by his house. Oh yeah, and so like when I seen him, bro, I've talked to him on the phone and stuff like that. But when I saw him in person, when I drove by, he was leaving his grandma's house, and dude looks like, he's like, I think he's like 6'4", but he looks 6'6". You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And he's got a jacked up truck, and when he went to get in it, like he didn't use the step ladder, like he jumped straight in there, low. So like,
Hey,
yeah, he's
so
a big dude.
have you seen
And
him after
but
since the draft or?
no, I haven't seen him since the draft. I follow his fiance because she's my cousin, but I follow her on like all her social media platforms and everything, and she's been able to be right there with him the whole time.
Dude,
Like she's in
I
the private
man,
jet. I mean, she's living it up.
I bet
And
he is
but they had
so
the
excited,
private
bro.
jet for him, bro. Picture from the Razorbacks like on the screen in the private jet, and they had like they gave him like Titans t-shirts and like all the snacks, and like I watched his interview with the coach, and they're like he's talking about how he talked to Robert Woods on the phone. I'm like, bro, go off.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Well, me, I'm a Bucks fan, Tampa Bay, born and raised, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Uh, so I am a Tom Brady fan. It may be an unpopular opinion, but
Uh,
TB12 is the man. Speaking of that Super Bowl a few years ago, I mean, he can't really get the credit for that
oh,
one, but still. Yeah,
right.
I've
That
been a
was all
Bucks
Russell
fan.
Wilson's credit.
Malcolm Butler, baby.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. Born and raised in Tampa. So that's my team. Always been my team. 2 Super Bowls. Let's see. Some of my favorite players of as we've already spoken about. Derrick Henry's my dude. Uh Gronk. I love me some Gronk. Dude's crazy. I mean, he isn't quite what he used to be, but dude's still good. You know what I mean? Josh Allen, my girl is a Bills fan, so I'm kind of a Bills fan, unless they're playing the Bucks. Like that game
Uh,
last year, we kind of got in a fight a little bit, but that's all right. We smoothed it over. It's all good. It's just if it was ever a Super Bowl, Bucks and the Bills, there we might have to, take some time apart. You know what I mean?
right.
So, so Trey, why don't you tell them what to expect from our what we're doing here?
Well, you can expect hot takes. We're gonna come at you with some facts and some fire and some action, and we ain't afraid to tell you who it is, who it was, and who it ain't gonna be.
Most def.
We're gonna give you some sleeper starters, some people that are way down in the rankings that you probably don't even have on your team. We're gonna do the research. We're gonna figure it out for you, so you don't have to do it. You just come listen to us, and we'll give you the information you need to know to win your fantasy league, or at least get in the top. There'll be some big laughs. We talk a lot of shit. For sure, especially during the season, it's going to be a lot of hating, a lot of picking up, dropping, mad at somebody else because they grabbed somebody before they could. It's going to be a big battle, but it's a lot of fun.
He'd be stealing
And
them.
mostly, we're going to give you more insight on the fantasy world. I be grabbing them up.
Yeah. Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. We're going to be giving you some of our best wide receivers, running backs. And just like our name says, we're going to give you the best flex that we can find for that week, for that day, for that whatever. Hey. We're going to be trying to be putting out, episodes to get you ready for the week, before the games start on Thursday, Sunday. We'll get you ready for the Thursday game, and then we'll wrap up and see how right or wrong we were for the games on Sunday, and start over and do it all over again. Until then, we are probably just going to be doing about an episode a week just to kind of start getting out there. There's the schedule release party May 12th. We're probably going to do an episode then.
Yes. Yeah, I would just say that our email is fourthandflex@gmail.com. That's the number fourth and th and flex@gmail.com. Hit us up with any kind of comments or any kind of topics you want us to talk about, maybe players that you want us to go over or look deep into and give some stats on. And just tell us your opinions, and we'll maybe run your name out.
Definitely. We, if we get a good question or a good comment, chances are we'll discuss it on here, put it out there. Definitely. Well, thank you guys for listening. This has been our very first episode, and there is plenty more to come. And we'll see you guys next time.
Let's do it.
Hey.